Looking beyond the numbers. It's something people, talk about doing, but when they get lost with all the numbers and how exciting a prospective property looks like, they forget about the things even beyond the numbers. Now, the truth is, the numbers are number one priority. That's where it starts. It's where you get your research, it's where you start looking at things, and a lot of decisions are based off those numbers. I get that. But when you're checking out an investment property, there are so many things even further and beyond the numbers that can come up that once you do start checking them, you start to find the best assets among them, or you start to avoid, certain areas or patches or assets in neighborhoods that shouldn't really be bought in, right? So I know you've gone now through this journey of going, okay, the yield, the potential growth, the infrastructure, all these numbers and things happening. But what if you started doing these extra little steps, right? So number one, talking to agents in the local area. Now I don't mean one or two, the ones you know, and I don't mean just hearing about what market is good or isn't, because usually if they're selling in it, the chances are you're gonna hear it's pretty good. And you've got the numbers to tell you that. That doesn't really make a difference. What you wanna focus on is going, hey, I'm thinking about this area. What are your thoughts on this patch? Or, I like this area here, it's near that school. Is that quite popular with people? I mean, these are little things you can do when you're having conversations with agents. Or for a more automated view of it all, imagine when you start looking at keywords, right? If keywords of a certain hospital are mentioned, a certain school are mentioned, that agent being local, speaking to locals, dropping letters off locally, goodbye and hellos to locals all the time, they've got that geographic business base. There's a reason why they're putting that in their listing adverts. So as soon as they're doing that, that's a sign that that's them saying it's important to prospective owners, whether they're buying a home, whether they know the area, or maybe they don't. If that repeatedly comes up, that's a sign. Other things you can also look at when you go beyond the numbers is that on the ground, the location and neighborhood appeal, the character of the houses, even actually talking to agents about the character of the houses. Now imagine, you're not used to buying old properties or existing built properties. Like, imagine going to in a west suburb, say Sydney, and you start seeing properties around Newtown, Enmore, Marrickville, that sort of area. Now, if you're not familiar with them, think some, classic homes, heritage, Victorian style buildings, some very, appealing to the local market, and they've got that character about them. So if you're someone who's turned off by old properties and you keep seeing that, you might actually just be turning down deals all the time, even when all the numbers were pointing you to that suburb location and area. So when you're going through your journey, don't even just, think about the numbers alone. Start thinking about things beyond the numbers, agents, local conversations, on the ground, the appeal of, what's important to people who live there or people who want to live there. Why are those numbers good from a, perspective that doesn't have data backing to it? Like, what are people saying? Sentiment. There's so many things you can do beyond it that can take that investment journey to the next level. So when you start going beyond the numbers, that's going to really help you in this journey as part of your investment acquisitions.